Wilbur Soot's career and reputation are ending as we speak. From being publicly labeled as an abuser with no conclusive evidence, to his own creator friends coming out publicly against him, to even losing 150,000 subscribers in less than a week. Today we'll cover the newest updates to Wilbur's tragic predicament, including Shels' response to his quote-unquote apology. And towards the end, the potentially non-existent future of his career. Because yes, the future of his own career is very uncertain. This is because everyone from his own community has turned against him, and no, I'm not only talking about his fans, but also the creators he used to record/work together with. Think of creators like Tubbo, Jack Manifold, and Rambo. But before we discuss which effects this will have on his future career, we're first gonna take a look at one of these responses.
But I read through it and like, bro, I made me so angry. I actually couldn't fucking believe it. Like, I'm like, holy shit. Like, sorry, it's getting me fucking, Chaz, you don't need to spam fucking hearts, bro. Knock that shit off. But like, truth be told, the amount of times I've spoken to Wilbur in private could be counted on maybe 2 hands. And, yeah, I'm not biased in this. I think that response was fucking vile. I'm like, how the hell can you make, like, how the hell can, like, this be about you, bro? Like,
now, this is something a lot of people have been saying in response to Wilbur Soot's his apology. How could this be about you? They think that his apology was more about him and how he has improved and how he is gonna improve more, instead of saying sorry to Shels, which is a very valid point. The main focus of the entire apology, or more so response, because it didn't really seem like an apology, seemed to be focused on how he is improving, instead of it saying sorry to Shels. Now, I do personally think that creators like Tubbo that have spoken out about this are gonna partly be the reason for the eventual end of Wilbur Soot's career. But I'll get back to that later, because not only did these creators notice that the apology was not focused on Shels, also Shels herself noticed this. And she did mention this in her response to Wilbur Soot his apology. Now, the first part of Shels' response is mainly just thanking people that have been supporting her. I'm not gonna read this, but if you want to, you can read it here. Now, the second part of her response is the first part to actually respond to Wilbur's apology, so let's just read that. I would like to address the apology. Quite frankly, I've never seen an apology so self-centered. It seems to purposely misconstrue the issue that I very clearly laid out. My issue was not being bit, it was being hurt. And to vaguely apologize for any hurt while knowing we needed a safe word because I was being hurt so often by accident, and I was being continued to hurt daily, is incredibly disrespectful. But not more disrespectful than not even saying my name. I believe I was referred to as ex-girlfriend. So if you don't know who he's talking about, you might not find out what he did. This is not how you take accountability. Now, most of these points are very valid, but the point of him just calling you ex-girlfriend so other people won't find out, I don't fully agree with that. First of all, there have been so many videos made on Wilbur Soot by now that any fan of his already knows what has happened. Second of all, I think he didn't name you by your name because of the same reason that you didn't call him by his name in your accusation. Or at least, I think in both of these cases, this has to do with legal reasons. Now, I don't know much about the legal system where they live, but I can imagine not calling someone by the name can help in the legal case. So yeah, that's the one point where I don't fully think she's right. But the rest of the points are very valid. Not only are there no DMs whatsoever where I expressed that I enjoyed being hurt by my partner, to imply that there was consent in text over an issue that entirely happened in person, where every conversation about it happened in person, is ridiculous. He knows how often I ask him to stop hurting me, that I didn't like it, and that I didn't like being covered in bruises all the time. Entirely why he switched to biting my leg, so no one would think I looked abused. But he continued to hurt me. He either didn't take my pleas to stop seriously, or he didn't hear them at all. Now, of course, I can't know this for sure, but I don't believe these messages actually exist. I think Shels in the right here, and no, not just because she's saying it, but because Wilbur is unwilling to show the messages. It just still seems weird to me that you have proof that someone is making fake allegations against you and you just not showing the proof for that. The entire idea of proof is that you have concrete evidence that something happened. You can't just say that there is proof. Then these two parts are about thanking people for supporting her again and the effects this entire situation had on her. I'm not gonna go over all of that, but if you want to, you can read it here. Now, there are actually also a few channels that have been defending Wilbur Soot. The main point of most of the videos defending Wilbur Soot is that there isn't any concrete proof yet, which is correct. As of the making of the video, there hasn't been any proof that will 100% prove that everything Shels says actually happened. There has been quite some not 100% proof though. What I mean by that is that there has been a lot of stuff coming out that are pointing at the fact that Shels is saying the truth, but it doesn't 100% prove the fact that she is actually saying the truth. As example, there have been videos of Wilbur Soot biting people, but there isn't a video of Wilbur Soot biting Shels. So yes, if someone bites other people, it is highly likely that when someone comes out saying that I'm also bit, that is true. But it isn't 100% proof that he actually also bit her. So I would like to take a look at a clip of a creator named Lorix where he debates Jalen on this subject.
He admitted to being an abuser. So what was the abusive action that he admitted to doing? he admitted, first of all, he admitted to biting her, but he says it was quote unquote consensual, which I do not believe. I don't believe.
Wait,
And
so
he
it's just a
admits
matter of
to-
you believing it? I thought he admitted it.
He
'Cause-
admits to, I mean, he admits to everything else that she had claimed, that he was.
Hold on, you
know,
just
like,
said, now
Wait.
you're shifting your point. You just said that he admitted to abuse. And then I asked you about it, pressed you about it, then you said, well, I just personally believe that he's lying when he says it was consensual.
Now, did he admit? Technically not. He said he did bind her, but that it was all consensual, so that makes it where he doesn't admit to abuse. But he doesn't show any proof of this being consensual. Since this is quite a complicated situation, I'm just gonna give an example to make it a bit more understandable. Imagine, someone walks out of the store with a certain item and takes it home. Next day, the store owner confronts the alleged thief for stealing the item. The person who allegedly stole the item says that he has bought the item and that he got a receipt, but doesn't want to show it. Yes, technically he didn't admit to stealing, but by showing the item, he put himself in a position where he has to provide the proof. Because both parties claim that he took home the item, so there can't be no debate about that. It's just that one of the two says that he has receipts, and this can be proven. If he doesn't show these receipts, the only part that can be 100% proven and believed is that he took home this item. Why? Because both parties say this happened. So there would be no reason to debate that. I think it's a bit the same with the Wilbur Soot situation. By saying that he did actually bite her, but that this was all consensual, and saying that he got text messages of it saying that this was all consensual, he puts himself in the position where he has to prove that these messages exist. Because both parties agree that there was biting, it's just one that is saying that this was consensual, and claiming that he has proof of it being consensual. So by technicality, now Wilbur Soot is actually making a claim, because both agree there was biting, but only one says that it was consensual. So yes, he didn't admit to abuse, but he doesn't put any proof behind this claim. Now, the general public seems to hate the guy. Yes, there are some people defending Wilbur Soot, but most are clearly against him. I personally am not gonna fully support one side yet, though I'm currently leaning more towards believing Shovel's sides than Wilbur's side. Now the big question, what are my predictions for the future of Wilbur Soot's his career? I think even though there are still some people supporting Wilbur Soot, his career is basically over now. See, even though creators like Lorix are supporting him, they are not the people to watch his type of content. The entire Dream SMP community, I'm just gonna call them that for now, seems to hate Wilbur Soot. The problem is that his own audience has turned against him, and those are the people watching his content, so I think I can say that I'm pretty confident in the fact that his career is completely over. The Dream SMP community is known as pretty sensitive, and they will not let something like this slide. But hey, let me know Shels' opinion in the comments. Hope you have a good day. Peace, peace.